Hey YouTube, this is Paul Mitchell back at you again with an update video on my Obsidian Hawk project. Uh, I'm it's working out pretty well. Me and my dad have been at it real hard. I've been doing a lot more of the work now, especially with the cosmetics and the looks. We still haven't gotten the turret yet, but I'll just show you where we are now. Alright, so this is what we've got so far. Hold on. We have, I've added a missile pod on the side, and I've done some cutting and some gluing with balsa wood patches to put on the on top of the ship. That's going to be painted over. You probably can't see it that good with the lighting, so let me see if I can get at a better angle here. But yeah, I've got patches of balsa wood covering some strips of balsa wood to give it a sort of a symmetrical feel, sort of. And for the cockpit, uh, we glued some more balsa strips together to give it a sort of a angular militaristic feel, as opposed to Han Solo's makeshift feel. I don't know if that would qualify as makeshift on his on the Han Solo Falcon, but I digress. So far it's working good. These two right here have not been glued yet, but I'm thinking of doing a hand paint after I do the main paint. Of course, that's going to have to be after I present the project to the professor. We still don't have the turret yet, but what we do have, I've got giant buttons for the vents, like on the. If you look closely at this little model that I garnered my inspiration from, you notice there are 6 vents. There are also 6 vents here, but they are positioned differently because this is going to be a makeshift engine, so to speak. It's going to have these. I don't know how we're going to make those look, but I know for a fact we're going to make this look a lot like a sci-fi engine or turbine engine of some kind. But I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more work. Now, as for the sides, there hasn't been much done for the sides yet, but I'm going to get to that. And so far, things have been looking pretty good thus far. And upon closer inspection, if you notice what I did here, right here for the missile section, I've got these little doohickeys. What I used was little stubs right here. Perhaps you could see these little stubs, and I used square pegs. Let me see if I can find here. And I used square pegs. I would glue square pegs in intricate patterns, and then I put these little stubs on top so as to make it look like a missile launcher. And it's not perfect, but it actually looks a lot cooler with this thing on. What I did, and yes, and the same goes for the vents. These were glued on with a super adhesive, and we've got these little guys also glued on, balsa strips glued together to give it a more rustic, more practicality feel to it. More like a military practicality to it, not a junker style feel like Han Solo's ship is. And yeah, the reason why not all of it looks symmetrical for good reason. There's areas where there is purposeful asymmetrics. For instance, where those two stubs are. Corellians, if what my lore is correct about Corellians, is that when it comes to their military, they don't do it for style, they do it for capability. I could be wrong, but I was also garnering off of that because of the first original series episode 4, where Luke first sees this and he says, "What a piece of junk." So I figured, and with Han Solo responding, "She makes 0.5 past light speed, may not look much, but got it where it counts." So I figured, why not apply that same principle to this? And so far it's working out pretty good. The turret part is going to be a bit difficult, but we're going to get to that very soon. What's going to happen though is this isn't glued on just yet, because we're going to be taking this off, and then we're going to be doing some giving this a special treatment, especially this thing you probably can't see, but yeah, right here is a little bit asymmetrical. You pay close. If you could see it without the camera view, you probably can't see it, but when you see it without a camera lens, when you see it without a camera lens, it tends to be asymmetrical. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand and chip away at tips for it, but I'm not gonna spoil the rest of it for you. You're gonna have to see it on my next update, or if you're in my class, you're gonna have to see the finished product. Until then, this is Paul Mitchell signing off.